What? I'm going to Disneyland! Okay, I'm not really going to Disneyland. I mean, after all, it's closed at the moment. And when it does close, and when it does open, we're gonna have to wear masks. I mean, what fun is that? But anyway, we're going to look through this photo album of a trip that Luna took in 2006 and 2005. That should be 2005 and 2006. Are you ready? I got my cat. I got my tea. Let's go on a trip through time. That's a postcard. And that's a picture of the, I think this was the 50th anniversary. Yeah, 50th anniversary. And don't get confused by that saying, "Welcome to the Magic Kingdom." Because I think that is for Disney World, not Disneyland. Woo! Pretty flower. That's a hibiscus. These are window displays. I really wish that YouTubers or anyone who visits Disneyland actually would photograph the display windows. They never do. It drives me crazy because Disneyland is, and probably Disney World, is really good at making display windows. They are so nice. This was for the 50th anniversary, so they have several scenes here of Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast. I don't think, there's an actual window glare, so I can't see what else might be there. Oh, another window. Here's Peter Pan, Cinderella, Pinocchio. I think those are the fairies for our Sleeping Beauty. And I heard those round seats aren't there anymore on the bridge. I don't know if they're like gone, these round little things, because these actually give a lot of nice feature to the bridge itself. So I think it's kind of stupid that they would get rid of that. That's just what I heard. I haven't been to Disneyland since 2006, so who knows? Ooh, it's Cinderella's castle. And Sleeping Beauty's castle. Sleeping Beauty's castle is my favorite because it's pink and blue. It's the Sword in the Stone! And people, listen. Now look at that. Ooh, see, during the 50th anniversary, they had these golden versions of some of the rides that were there, that are there. And this was for Peter Pan's flight. This is so nice. Oh, I love this one. It's Maleficent! This is a photo collage of tiny little pictures that they put together for the 50th anniversary as well to showcase some of the, famous scenes from their movies. Animated movies. It's King Triton! And a scary picture of Ariel. This is from the, as I said, Storybook Land Canals. I love this ride because of the little miniatures they have there. I tried so hard to get some of the pictures, but at the time I only had a 35mm camera. And you know, you can only take, but 24, 20, no, I think 36 if for the most. Like, you can only take 36 pictures, and then you would have to buy new film. And nowadays, though, I could probably take 1,000 pictures with just one memory card on a digital camera. Doesn't that look big? That is Snow White's cottage in the Storybook Canal ride. It looks so good. I'm surprised because this is I zoomed in on this one, I believe. Which, I don't even know I had a camera that could zoom, so I don't know how I got that. That is so good. And these are the Snow White figurines. I believe they are still there. It's by I think the Snow White Ocean Well. And Cinderella's castle again. Also on the Storybook Land Canals, right? This one's pink. I think the one in Walt Disney World is not pink. It's like, well, gray and blue. Oh, anyway. I think that's from this one is from the movie, the actual movie. Whereas the Cinderella Castle in Walt Disney World, I believe it's just based off of a real castle in real life. And that is some of the miniature of the town. And if you can really look, I don't know if you can see it, but that is the pumpkin carriage right there. Isn't that cute? They use a real pumpkin, I think. I could be wrong, but that looks like a real miniature pumpkin. Oh, more of the miniatures. Ah, this is so nice. These are really good pictures. And we got that one. This one's not as clear. Sorry about that. Oh, skipping there. It's Agrabah! And this is supposed to be Kensington's Garden. Ariel's Castle. This was probably my favorite one on the ride. I believe my dad took this picture. I couldn't get a good shot of it, so I think this was his. It is Monster of the Whale! Ah! And a little bit of Agrabah peeking out of a giant bush. Here is Snow White's wishing well. And it's Mount Olympus. Okay, I'm just kidding. This is the Matterhorn. Old postcards of something that's not there anymore. I actually got to go on this ride too. Can't remember what it's called. There's Dumbo. That's also an old postcard. I believe my mom gave these to me, so I can put them in this album. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small, small world. Right? I know. Pictures inside the ride. I think they told you not to take pictures of the ride with a flash, but other people are doing it, so I ended up doing it too. Please don't do that. Just don't. I mean, just get postcards. I'm sure they have plenty of postcards. And here you are entering it. And these are the animal topiaries that are around it. More of inside. And, oh well, I didn't take any pictures of Tomorrowland. I wonder why. Oh, I'm getting this glare. Here we go. And it's into Adventureland. Another old postcard. Tarzan. And this is a restaurant that I believe it used to be Aladdin themed, but I don't think I've heard it's not opened anymore. I never got to actually go into it, so. And yeah, this is also from the Storyland Canal, but I thought, why not add it to this particular part of the album? Notice I took a ton of pictures of this because I just thought it was so cool. And, glare. So sorry. We got Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye. Ooh, scary. The Jungle Cruise. I hear they're making a live-action movie of this. And Tarzan's Treehouse. I took a lot of the treehouse. I never got to go on the Swiss Family Robinson version of this one, so I'm actually pretty bummed about that. I mean, I don't mind Tarzan and all. This is Pots. You know it is. But, I mean, you look at the old tours of the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse, and it just looks so neat compared to what they have for Tarzan's treehouse. I've heard they kept some of the old props. Still not the same though. And this one I made a scene of. I use Panini stickers. I got Tarzan. He sees the leopard, cheetah. What is this? Whatever, the leopard or a cheetah. And then Jane screams, ah! And then Tarzan confronts it. So suspenseful. And a nice picture of Jane. Her father's hat. Stealing. I think this actually is one of the original, because when I was watching a tour of it, they had this in the Swiss Family Robinson house, so that's pretty cool. Treehouse. And then I believe a lot of these little things here that are underneath the treehouse little area, you can play with some of the stuff. I believe that is the original too, including the skeleton. Dun, dun, dun. Boy, we're only halfway through this photo album. I'm running out of film. This, I believe, is also the original, except I think it was painted a different color to match the movie. Oh, and now we are on Tom Sawyer's Island. Well, not quite right yet, but I believe I took this from one of the boats, like Mark Twain or Columbia. Now this is Tom Sawyer's Island. This part you can't, I don't think you can get to this part as a park guest. I could be wrong though. Oh. See that? This is the boarded up old ride that used to be at Disneyland. I think it was the Rainbow Caverns. I'm not sure. But yeah, this was part of it, and they just kind of boarded up and looked like an old mine. I didn't know that when I took this picture, so that's pretty cool. And we got the Columbia. And this is inside the Columbia. Through a window, you actually have to peek through the window. And so I just kind of put my camera in through the window frame and took this picture close up. Oh, we're finally getting to this one. I really wanted to talk about this one. This one is actually part of the original Rainbow Caverns ride. This was one of the trains. I didn't know this. I was watching, I think it was YouTuber Justin Scared, I believe, talked about it. And he said that it was one of the original ones for the ride. And I guess they just put it on Rivers of America as like decoration. The only sad part is I heard they took it away. It's not there anymore. I don't know why. I remember when I saw this from one of the boats, Mark Twain. It probably was Mark Twain. I just thought this was so cool that they had this old beaten up train. And now to hear that it's not there anymore. I think people were complaining because it's part of Disneyland history and it was rotting away. I mean, this picture doesn't really show how busted up it is because of the glare. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty busted up. You can tell that it's old, and I don't know, maybe people complained about it, so they took it away. And I think it's like in a museum part now, or something like that. This is more of Tom Sawyer's Island. And this picture is so good. It looks like a postcard, but I actually don't think it is. I think it's a picture I took. That is nice. Now this is a postcard. This is another thing that my mom gave me, I believe. I don't think this ride, I believe they don't do anymore. I'm not sure. I know they stopped it at one point. I just don't know if they started it up again. Japanese pencil board. And a splash mountain with some guy's head. Too bad I couldn't cover it. This is a postcard, obviously, because it's the characters. Mark Twain. The boat, not the writer. Although you never know. And it's Winnie the Pooh ride with all the character stickers around it. Goof Troop. Toontown. I'm not a big fan of Toontown, so I don't really have too many pictures of the place. Although I have heard that it has all kinds of like little gadgets you could play with, and it makes sounds and noises. I'm kind of bummed out. I never knew that. One of my favorites is the Chippendale Treehouse. You have to be pretty small to go in here. I'm a pretty small person. So am I. But it really was a snug fit. I seem to remember when I first came that this tree had like green leaves and it was full. I don't know if they actually do a seasonal thing with this. Maybe it was just my imagination. This is actually pretty cool too. Oh, Goofy, Scarecrow. I want to go into that tree house. Will you let me? Only if they let me bring you into the park. Okay. Postcard. I don't think I ever got to see this animatronic guy talking. My mom tells me I got to see him when I was really young, like in 85. No, it wasn't 85. 86? I don't know. Whatever year I went for the first time. I don't know what year it was, but obviously I was so young I did not remember. Now we have the haunted house. No, it's not the haunted house. The haunted mansion. Ooh, the spider web. See the hidden Mickey? The pet cemetery. The dog. Frog. A rabbit. I can't really tell what that is. Is it a cat? I think it's a cat. And this is a postcard of Pirates of the Caribbean. And another postcard of Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh. Yo ho, yo ho, a pirate's life for me. I'm maybe shaking this too much. And pieces of 8. This was a sign for a shop. I just thought it looked so cool, I had to take a picture of it. Another postcard. I mean, that's really all you can do when you go on this and you want to get pictures of it, but of course you can't use a camera with a flash. So, you gotta get postcards. Oh, this is the old ride. These are actual pictures I took with my family in apparently 1994 or 95. They still had this. And what's it called? The Sky People Mover. And this right here, what they're building here, I believe is the Dumbo ride. And according to what I wrote down here, they were putting in a gold Dumbo. So, I think that's what this is for. I don't know yet. I probably would have to look and see if that's actually true or not. There's more of it going into the Matterhorn. They still have this hole here, too, on the Matterhorn. It's kind of weird that they still have that. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. More old pictures, and that's actually on the picture. These I think are the ones my mom told me she took these when she was there in 1963. This is, I believe, the ship that, let's see, right here. This was a restaurant, pirate ship restaurant that was in Fantasyland. It was to go with the Skull Rock Lagoon and Peter Pan's Neverland, but I believe they had the Skull Rock, but they took it out when they took this ship out. And yeah, you can get it in, let's see, Paris, Disneyland. Yeah, Disneyland Paris. You can see this, not this particular one, but something like this there, along as well as Skull Rock. But you know, they don't have it in Disneyland anymore. Kind of a bummer. This is from the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse. I don't know what that is. It looks like hanging meat. Well, this is really old film, so yeah, whatever. Now these are postcards. I believe these are for the, well, this says it's the Grand Canyon diorama in Disneyland. I think this is part of the actual train ride that you see right here. We're going to be leaving Disneyland for Disney's California. This is part of the parade. And a person's head. Well, look, it's, Chip. Is that Chip? Yeah, it's Chip. And then the castle. Well, it's not a very good picture. Anyway, this is part of the San Francisco part of Disney's California. San Francisco, California. The Golden Gate Bridge. I don't know if they still have this because they've changed Disney's California. It's not even called Disney's California anymore. It's called, I think they shortened it to DC, Disney's California Disney's California Adventure. They call it DCA now, and they even got rid of the actual Disney California sign, which is kind of weird. And this is part of the pier. I think it was called Paradise Pier. Now it's Pixar's pier. So this really reminds me of the kind of look that they have at Japan's Tokyo Disney Sea, which I really want to go to. I really want to go to it. We got Ariel's Grotto. Again, I don't know if this is here. These are just along the pier, I remember. I think this was a restaurant. And that's just a cool picture I saw. Avalon Cove. And again, Ariel's Grotto. Looking cool. Blurry. And King Triton's Carousel. They replaced this with Jessie's Carousel from Toy Story. I'm really disappointed in that because this has so much imagination to it, as opposed to Jessie's Carousel. I don't even know what it's going to look like. I haven't seen pictures. The pictures I've seen are not that great compared to this. I mean, they had like seahorses as the mounts you can ride on. And this is one of the pictures. I haven't been to Disney's California that often, so some of these don't really kind of remind me of much. I don't really know where some of this stuff is. Oh, now we get into some souvenirs. I love Smash Pennies, by the way. Oh, that's an actual glare on the photo. Yeah, you can't really see them there very well there. And more little stuffed animals, towel. And again, parts of this park that I don't know if they still have them, because I think they are replacing the Hollywood one with Marvel Land. Marvel Heroes, I believe. I'm not really a big fan of Marvel Heroes. Sorry. Now, I'm not into the You know, the muscly, let's blow stuff up! Let's punch that building and watch it fall just to get to the villain! Yeah, I'm not into that. I'm just not into that. Another part, again, I don't know if any of these things are still at Disney's California, so I'm just going to stop saying that because I don't want to repeat myself over and over again. This was like a gallery where you could go in and you could do all these really cool things that had to do with animation. And this was the Muppets ride. And, oh, this is another one that I'm really disappointed that they changed, is the Hollywood Tower of Terror. They replaced this one with Guardians Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy. And I did a walkthrough, virtual walkthrough of this place, and the waiting line is so cool. You go into like a hotel room, there's old Victorian furniture, it's just so awesome, and now the Guardians of the Galaxy just looks so blah. Again, I'm just not really into that kind of stuff. Oh, this part, I believe, is the rest of this. I either had to cut it in half, or I just... yeah. I'm not even sure what this is part of. I think it is still part of the California one. I think, like, because California is known for the La Brera tar pits. La Brera? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And this is the saber-tooth tiger cat, which is supposed to be California's national dinosaur, or state dinosaur. Here we have houses that are based off of the ones in San Francisco. These are pretty awesome. I can't tell. I don't think you can go in them. That's one of the things I didn't really like about Disney's California. They had all these cool buildings, but it didn't really look like you could go into any of them. No. The park always, that side of the park always kind of disappointed me. And this is part of the Bug's Life. This is one of the rides, one of the kid rides I think you could go through. This is one of my, this was my dad's favorite area. He just loved this area. I don't know why, but yeah. More souvenirs. I did some rubbings of a keychain I got. Some pennies, crushed pennies. That's from a cup. And this is a t-shirt I got. I love this t-shirt. And it is California's Adventure Bear Country. Country. I don't know if that sounds like a bear. I believe this was part of the ride. And more of the ride. This was the store next to it. I was a mighty big bear. I had to cut the sky out here because it was all cloudy and you could barely see the bear. So, I gave it artificial blue sky. Going through the tree. We're coming to the end of this album. But no, don't worry. There will be another album that I will showcase. Hopefully you like it. And the last page. Another shop with bears. It's Brother Bear. Welcome to our family. I can't remember the lyrics. Oh my gosh, the fish is eating the wool. Can you read that? It's supposed to be a story. Some kind of Native American story. Well, next up will be Luna's 2006 Disneyland Adventure Vacation. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, sorry about that. Aria, will you be here the next time we look at our photo album? Will you? I hope you have a nice fun day. Goodbye.